Hey guys, it's Lindsay. We are doing the Scorpio reading for 2026. I already did the Scorpio reading, but I think it's a false start. So I think that's also what we're dealing with over here is a false start. Let's check in. As always, if any of these messages don't align for you, please take only what you need and leave the rest. Tarot is about empowerment for me. If you do not feel empowered, then the message is not yours. Okay? Let's see. Scorpio for 2026, Spirit. All that glitters. All that glitters. Now, it's interesting. In the last reading, I got you burned everything down. That's what kept coming up in the last reading. 2025 was burning everything down. It's interesting to me that we're getting all that glitters. Time to go. All that glitters. Can you hear the wind? That's so strong. It's $2025, I think. I'm going to pull in that message from the false start reading. I do think you did a lot of burning down, Scorpio, of a lot of different areas of your life in 2025. And I think a lot of that was at your insistence, okay? Hearing work. I think there were things that maybe you left a job, you're leaving a job, you're leaving it in 2025. And you're coming into 2026 going into a new direction. And you're following all that glitters. But here's the warning. All that glitters isn't always gold. Okay? And the other thing is if you have been burning things down, it's important, chaos and conflict, that you, truth be told, transmute that energy, transmute that emotional energy. You can't just destroy something and walk away, because there will still be an emotional and an energetic connection to that thing. And physical, okay? And that can mean work, romance, that can mean family. You can't just let go because those ties that were made were so strong that they'll follow you, okay? So into 2026, I think it's important for you to transmute that energy from 2025 in the early months of this year, to allow yourself to feel that energy and to actually release it. It needs acknowledgement. It needs truth. Okay? Clean it up. Clean it up. So you can burn everything down, but then there's going to be a whole lot of ash. And if you don't clean it up, it's going to get stuck on you, right? So this is your time, January, February, March, Scorpio, to clean up all that ash from 2025 and fully acknowledge that emotionally, mentally, and let it go, okay? Now, that's going to look different for each and every person, but I'm going to offer you something. I'm going to offer you a way of clearing that, okay? So what you can do is take 3 things, say 3 different situations, people, whatever, from 2025 that you had to let go of or you chose to let go of, okay? You're going to write down these things, 1, 2, 3, And below them, you're going to write all the emotions tied to these things or these people or whatever, right? And I want you, you're not going to do this all at once. You're going to space it out. You're going to do it every couple of days when you feel ready. I want you to take it number by number and allow yourself to feel those emotions move through your body. Okay? If you need to cry, you cry. If you need to rage, punch a pillow. Do it in a way that's healthy. But allow yourself to feel the emotions about that thing. And then once you have done that and you feel like you've kind of let go of that, I want you to cut that part of the paper, roll it up, and light it on fire. Okay? Keep it in a little ash bowl. And once you've done all three, you're going to go and bury the ash. And that's a symbolic way. That's a way that you can attach for yourself that you're now letting go of these things, okay? Because that's going to allow you into 2026 to go in with a clean slate. Because again, I really don't feel like you have. I feel like you have things attached to you. You think you're done, and you haven't done the work of actually detaching. Okay? Actually closing the door, actually cleaning up after yourself. Okay? Scorpio, let's see what else is coming in for 2026. This is going to be for someone very specific, but I see something with pines. Like pine trees. Moving to somewhere with a lot of pine trees. Woodsy. Choosing to go and be by yourself. That's someone's very specific message. I almost see like living in a camper. Choosing to go and be by yourself in the woods, which may feel good for you to 2026. Let's see, anything else? You have a leg up and come to the edge. Now, I don't think 2026 is necessarily about getting all those shiny things we were talking about, all that glitter. I think 2026 for you is the beginning is about transmuting. And as you get further into 2026 and you feel like you've fulfilled that part, it is about coming back to yourself. Okay? Finding ways of coming back to yourself, finding ways, getting yourself into a schedule where you feel like yourself again, Scorpio, okay? Because I do think, whether you would say it or not, you've been feeling a little lost. And so 2026 is really about that return to self, okay? Finding the things that you're interested in, finding the things that light you up, finding what it means to be who you are, and returning to yourself. Anything else? Let's see. And that may be part of that, I was reading for whoever about going away to the woods. That may be part of, you doing that is actually you need to go and find yourself again. Number 18, serendipity. 18, serendipity. There's also going to be some opportunities with some very specific people, serendipity and mending. So I feel like you're going to have people reach out. They may be some of the people from 2025 that you've completely written off. And not necessarily reach out to come back into your lives, but it's almost like that cleaning up energy that we were talking about was cleaning up and completing the connection. So saying what you need to say to mend the connection, saying what they need to say to mend the connection and have it be done, right? Okay, that's going to require flexibility on your part. Because if a person is coming to you honestly and speaking their truth about the situation, about the connection, and it's about you allowing the reception of that truth, and then you speaking your truth, and then that being done, right? Because also, we're talking about cleaning up the ash, but I see these like broken ties, unfinished ties, okay? Things that need to be knotted off. 2026 for you, Scorpio, is a groundwork year. You're starting again from the bottom. You can't build from the top down. You can't build from the glitter, right? So if you want things to last, you need a solid foundation, and I think that's what 2026 is for you. It's your return to yourself. It's that solid foundation. It's that cleaning up of everything that didn't serve you and using it to rebuild. Okay, it's also about you finding your peace, your inner peace. I also see you, if you do not have a pet right now, getting a pet is going to be helpful for you. Okay, having something there for you when you go home, especially if you are living by yourself, is extremely important. Also, having something to take care of is extremely important for you, because I feel like when you've burned everything down, sometimes you can lose your sense of purpose, and that will give you a purpose to do, right? That will give you a purpose. That'll give you something to believe in. It'll allow you to believe in yourself, saying, I can accomplish this. I can take care of myself. I can take care of this animal. I can take care of my home. I know, right? That gives you belief back in yourself. Okay. Anything else? There's something with cranberry. Someone specific, either cranberry bog. It's very specific. The color cranberry. What is that? Anything else? I'm also seeing this older man. He's a large older man. And he's wearing like one of those fisherman's hat, but it's all the way up on his head. Like it's not down, it's up on his head. He's a large older man with a beard and large glasses. And his energy is coming in. He doesn't seem like he has passed, but he could have passed. It's giving Maine. It's giving a Mainer energy to me. But there's something about this person specifically, so if that connects to you. He's also wearing a vest, like an orange vest with blue, and then he's wearing a sweatshirt and like not khaki pants, but pants with a lot of pockets. He's a little bit disheveled, but like, you know, he's not bad. So that's a very specific message. So if that reminds you of anyone, then that message is probably for you. I'm also hearing the name David. So that can be a first or a last name. Okay, Scorpio, anything else? Let's see. And you know, it's funny too, because as I'm here saying these things and reading, I don't hold back messages, because I've learned as someone who does this that, you know, you have to trust your intuition and just say what you're going to say, even if it sounds strange. And that's part, as we're saying, you are trusting yourself again, Scorpio, in 2026. You're starting the building blocks. You are trusting your intuition again, because I also think your intuition has led you wrong, or you thought it has led you wrong. The thing with intuition, it can get confused. Okay? If you're not someone who taps in a lot or knows how to really tap into your intuition, you can confuse your intuition with your mind, and your mind will just confuse you further, okay? So I think for you, Scorpio, is tapping in 2026 and really honing your intuition and relearning what that feels like for you when you have an intuitive hit, as compared to when you are just thinking about something, right? I really need you to start separating the thoughts from the intuition, okay? Because I feel like your mind has led you astray quite a few times, and that may be part of why in 2025 you were burning things down, because you thought it was your intuition when in fact it wasn't, okay? So this is for honing your intuition. And another thing, we're talking about writing down, and releasing. This may be helpful if you actually want to hone your intuition, is when you're receiving or you think you're receiving messages, I want you to write down what you're receiving. I want you to write down the date and any information that you're getting, right? Keep a little journal, and that's how you hone your intuition. Because you can come back to it later and say, oh, I was right on this one. I was wrong on this one. And also note what you're feeling in your body at that point, okay? So where are you feeling the intuitive hits when you get them right? Where are you feeling them, when maybe they're not so clear? Get really detailed with it, and then you can look back and you say, oh, I was right. Because the intuition is what's going to lead you into 2027, I'm seeing. It's what's going to help you build beyond the roots, build beyond the floorboards, build up into where you want to be. But again, you have to work with your intuition. You have to work from the very beginning, okay? 2026 is not a reach from the stars year. It's starting from the roots year, okay, for you, Scorpio. And I also don't want you to get agitated about that, okay? Because, and this happened with a lot of the other signs, everyone's like, I should be here, I should be here. No, you should be where you are. If you should have been there, you would have been there. And taking the time to think that, oh, I should be here, I should have done this, is taking away from the opportunities that you actually have right now. Okay? So put all that energy into working from where you are in 2026 and building block and building your way up to where you want to go. Working on yourself, working on re-meeting yourself, working on transmuting the old energies, and working on your intuition. And I think that's really where we're coming from for your 2026 reading, Scorpio. My name is Lindsey Rose. This is Storyteller Tarot. If this was helpful for you, please comment, like, subscribe. If you would like your own personal reading, my links are in the bio. Otherwise, I wish you guys well.